Anthony Edwards took the NBA by storm.
Edwards. Edwards gets it back and threw it down.
But he's more than a record-setting basketball player who's already being compared to Michael Jordan.
He's like a young 84 Jordan.
Anthony eats the worst diet of any athlete ever.
Probably eat like 3 a day. Is that 21 bags? Probably more though.
And he's got a car that literally kills people. Those and a lot of other insane things are what you're gonna learn about him. But first, Anthony's secret rap career has him beefing with NBA legends.
Yeah, I'm coming, yo, I'm coming. I'm telling you right now, I'm coming.
They must have been mad that Anthony can really spit.
I walk in the mall and I spend all my money and you know I get it the next day. And I'm never in last, I'm in first place. And I just beat the race like I'm taking cake. And you know that these niggas, they know me. I shoot my shot just like I'm Ginobili.
And him rapping on one of Lil Baby's beats ain't even a surprise, cause they grew up together.
Growing up in Atlanta, pretty dope. Lil Baby and I grew up not too far from each other. He grew up on Spark Street. I grew up on Lockwood Street, so.
But not only did Lil Baby influence Anthony to start teasing his own songs.
I'm all in New York and I'm dunking like Dennis. I'm hitting his hoe with the ratchet like tennis. I'm all in her mouth like a motherfucking Dennis. I don't want no and I don't want no feelings. Looking at my life, I really came from the bottom. Now I hit the gas and I'm going for a throttle. I'm with my nigga Big Huncho. These niggas motherfucking crooks. Niggas be hoes. Yeah, we with the shit, little niggas. Yeah, I don't like fans. I don't take no pics. Damn.
Impressing rappers eventually had Anthony change his name to King Ant and drop music.
Yeah, these themes say they love me, you gotta show me. I got 24 themes, yeah, just call me Kobe. And they won't flow seats, put them in a nosebleed. Once I blowed up and got rich, they all notice me.
Now alright, having bars like that already had fans claiming that he was a top 3 rapper of any NBA player. So not only did that get Anthony extra cocky during an interview, when a reporter brought up how he's a rapper, they also asked Anthony if he thought he was like Damian Lillard. But even though that's kinda high praise, seeing as Damian, aka Dame Dollar, is considered the greatest NBA rapper of all time, Anthony actually clowned the comparison, saying, Dame? In his songs, I don't even know what he's talking about. I'm rapping like Lil Baby, I really can rap. Now clowning like that was crazy. So that's why one of Dame's most legendary teammates even threw some shade.
He said Dame can't rap, basically.
He's better work on that jumper.
But even a rap battle with Dame wouldn't be as crazy as the car Anthony drove to a game that almost killed everybody. The cars in Anthony's collection have always been crazy. I mean, he's had Lambos that were black and blue, he got another one to match the colorway of his shoe, and he even got a Lamb that looked like it came out the movie Tron. But none of those cars were controversial like his newest purchase. Cause man's pulled up to a game in a hypebeast mobile. Tesla Cybertruck. Not only did Anthony become one of the first NBA players to get one, it was the most trending vehicle in the world at the time, which wasn't a good thing. Thousands of Cybertrucks were being recalled because of a scary issue.
Let's talk about a recall now on thousands of Tesla Cybertrucks due to a pedal problem.
All the truck's accelerators were broken, meaning they could randomly speed up on their own and crash. So cause the truck could kill people at any moment, Anthony was criticized by fans all over X, and even the creatures on Reddit had things to say about Anthony's truck. But speaking of creatures, what if I told you that Anthony's best friend isn't a human? See, when our world got taken over by a pandemic, Anthony was a little lonely, and that's why he wanted a new pet lion. But that was a little too dangerous.
I love like dogs or like lions or something, but I knew I couldn't get no lions because I ain't got the house for it. He grew on me.
You named your dog Anthony Edwards Jr., which is just a great
Love the
name.
confidence.
It's awesome. You literally talk to your dog on Instagram. He helps you train. What's going on here?
He's the best dog in the world, man. Somebody had just asked me, like, what is my dog doing right now? I said, he watching himself, man. He know how to feed himself. He know how to let himself outside. He know how to do everything, so.
My most important thing in my life, besides basketball, is my dog. My favorite person in the world. Look at him. Just want to be around me, man. I love him.
Now, alright, if you couldn't tell he was Anthony's best friend yet, it was about to get obvious when they'd play basketball together.
Ready to shoot? You ready?
Anthony would post him everywhere. He got a custom painting of his boy wearing a T-Wolves jersey. They were both featured on bobbleheads, and Anthony Jr. even got his own social media account with more followers than me. But regardless, I think Anthony eventually got bored of having only one best friend, because eventually he got more dogs than I can count. Now, I just hope they don't eat what Anthony does, because dude has the worst diet of any pro athlete ever.
Ooh, I can eat these during the interview?
And that's something he even admitted himself. He said what he eats every day is the worst diet for a basketball player. I mean, Anthony's always putting crazy things in his mouth.
Chester hot fries, the best chips that are ever made. I've been eating them since I was probably like 5 years old. I prefer these over any chips in the world. Probably eat like 3 a day. You do the math. Was that 21 bags? Yeah, I eat that many. Probably more though.
But even though hot fries are good, and I love deep throating them too, Anthony's unhealthy diet got crazier when he brought fast food to an interview.
You have Popeyes, Ant?
Yeah, man. I had to get Popeyes after the game.
Where do Popeyes fries rank?
Fries, they top 4.
Popeye started taking over his life after that. He'd walk around in their merch, was always talking about his favorite sauce.
It would be the barbecue sauce for sure. That's my favorite sauce on everything I eat.
And he eventually even started playing basketball with their food.
Yo, Ja, check this out.
Let's run that back.
Now, that's a 50. It's your turn.
Anthony's a munch, but not the kind Ice Spice likes. Cause not only does dude even do interviews in restaurants,
Ooh. I can eat these during the interview?
his sweet tooth made a bunch of his teammates talk about his junk food addiction.
This man opens his backpack and it's full of snacks. Like just every candy and snack you could think of.
We was driving back. He's like, yo, Cat, I ain't gonna lie, man. I need some cookies, man. He goes, man, I can't do it without some insomnia cookies tonight. He's like, oh, yeah, these motherfuckers gonna be good, boy. Say, let me get cookies and cream ice cream. I said, are you fucking serious right now?
But after Anthony eats all of that, of course he washes it down with some Sprite. And I can't argue with the results. I mean, he'd be having him dunk like this.
Same jam, new style points.
And it's also helped him set such crazy NBA records that they'll never be broken. The first of his 4 unbreakable records got set during a game against the Nuggets. All night long, this man was hitting 3.
Edwards was open and Ant.
After 3.
Edwards straight away. He connects.
After 3.
Floor. Edwards another triple.
And it seemed like he couldn't miss.
Other side of the bounce. Me, Josh Okogie, or are you playing Jalen Noel? And Chris Finch talks about wanting to play the flow.
For Edwards, Ant will take it on the glass with 8 rebounds. Edwards adds to his total. Ant looking for even more. He's not satisfied. Not beating Denver. And do we have 10? We do have 10!
That last shot from damn near half court not only helped him secure the win, it was his 10th 3 of the game and made him the youngest player in NBA history to hit that many. But Anthony's second unbreakable record is something that not even Steph Curry could do. Rewinding a few years, Anthony's been on pace to set a record since his first game in the NBA. During his debut, the first shot he ever made was a 3.
There we go.
And that trend continued throughout the first 3 years of his career, where this man hit more 3s than I do.
Edwards. Edwards a deep 3.
These are 4th in the NBA in mid-range field goal.
And sidesteps for...
There's no doubt about it.
Anthony Edwards, that one's
gonna have to make a play. Little step back from deep, but Edwards stays with it and got a 3.
Eventually though, Anthony came into a matchup with a total of 496 threes made in his career, and he was looking to become both the youngest and fastest NBA player ever to hit 500. In a game where he knocked down not 1, not 2, but 3 of them.
Gonna fire from 3, bottom.
History was about to be made.
Swing it to Edwards for 3, good! Again!
So that shot not only made Edwards the youngest player ever to hit 500 threes, he also became the quickest player to ever hit that milestone, only taking him 189 games. But this next record Anthony set is something that cemented him as a legend. The record was previously held by arguably the best player in Timberwolves history, Kevin Garnett. This was a man who carried his team to the playoffs, but not only that, he carried the load, no did he, by becoming a point guard. He scored 30 points in 7 different playoff games, which set a franchise record that seemed untouchable, until Anthony became a star and eventually got into the playoffs for the first time. He was destined for something legendary. And in just his 3rd playoff series ever, Mance hit this shot to give him 30 points, and it also tied KG in the history books. Obviously that wasn't good enough. So of course Anthony was about to go off again. This time, he went off way more than he needed to until he got a game-sealing dunk. And there's a reason he was flashing 4-0 to the bench, because that not only was his 40th point, he set the record for most 30-point playoff games in franchise history, beating KG's record in over 30 fewer games.
He like a young 84 Jordan, boy. You hear me?
You're going too far.
Listen, Lord, you not watching. That's how I know he not watching the game.
Wow.
Boy, you watching how 84. I said 84, nigga.
Now, speaking of playoffs, records, and scoring hella points, Anthony wanted to shock the world with one final record. Kinda. Because eventually he was matching up with the defending champ Denver Nuggets, and many people were counting him out. So not only did Anthony want to use the first game to make a huge statement, he was cooking them so much.
Leaning, spinning, shot, sticks it. Edwards will rock it down court. Look at this, right to the rack.
That he eventually ended the game with 43 points. 43. Once again, he set a Timberwolves record, this time for the most points scored during a playoff game in team history. And the craziest part was, his record didn't even stay for long. Just a few games later, he went even crazier and dropped 44 points, breaking his own record.
It's a three.
Damn, this man is a basketball god. But what if I told you he plans on leaving the NBA for another job? Now, I'm not talking about him working as a cashier like me. Your total is $69.69, sir. Anthony wants to stay in sports because he's confident he could go pro in any of them.
I used to play baseball when I was young. Yeah, it'd be hot.
How good a baseball player were you?
I could have went to the MLB.
MLB?
Yeah.
I am not surprised.
I'm serious though. You think I'm joking? I'm serious.
No, I love your confidence.
I
What
played
positions
pitcher.
did you play?
I played pitcher, shortstop, third base, and center field.
Those are the prime positions.
That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Yeah, you were the best player on your team.
It's that. Now we talking.
You could hit the ball.
But I was 4th, 5th hitter. You know what that mean?
Clean up, yeah.
Straight clean up on aisle 3. Come get it.
Sounds like you're just an athlete.
Yeah.
Okay, ping pong, baseball, football, basketball.
Tennis, swimming, lacrosse, whatever you need me to play, I'm gonna go do it. If it's some money on the line, I'm gonna go do it.
Can you golf?
Whatever you need me to do.
Hockey.
Whatever on the ring, whatever you need me to do, it don't matter.
But out of every sport he mentioned, he's always been the best at football.
I played football, basketball, and baseball until probably like 14. I thought I was gonna be in the NFL, and then I started getting better at basketball.
Anthony knew he had a chance at making the NFL when he was not only bigger than every kid on the field, this man was a star quarterback and played as the running back where he'd score multiple touchdowns every game. Now, even though Anthony eventually got bored of dominating on the field and switched to killing kids on the court, his love for football followed him all the way into the NBA, where nowadays he warms up for games with football drills, and sometimes he even shows off that he should become the next quarterback of the Minnesota Vikings.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Nick. Yeah, Nick. Hey, big boy. Look up, Nick. Put that bitch out there. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Oh, my God.
But it wasn't just the NFL GOAT Tom Brady who saw Anthony throw and thought, maybe he should switch sports. Not only do I already know that Justin Jefferson would like that,
Anthony Edwards. What stands out to you most out of this player?
Man, he's crazy. He's crazy athletic, crazy ability to make a move and hit a step back jumper. So I'm excited to see what he got today.
Anthony actually is planning to become the first NBA player ever to go join the NFL.
Would you still feel like you can go play football?
Yeah.
Is it a basketball player that switched and did both?
I think I might be the first one.
You gonna do it?
I'll try.
When?
First, I gotta handle my business in the NBA.
What all you gotta do? Tell us.
I just want to, as a team, Minnesota organization, we want to win a championship. And after that, we'll figure it out.
You know that means you gotta pass the ball.
I passed the ball.
You scored 33 points one time.
That was in a half. I mean, I just got hot. When you hot, you keep going. You don't pass it.
All right, now that seems like all fun and games, but Anthony might not have a choice. He might actually get kicked out of the NBA because he's already been in so many controversies that it's racked up over $100,000 in fines. Anthony's first scandal happened with a post on Instagram.
Look at these ass niggas, man. Look what the world I came to, bro.
And calling people slurs like that definitely ain't gonna fly in the world today. So that not only had fans upset, the NBA saw. And since they have a strict rule against players using offensive and derogatory language on social media, Anthony was forced to apologize and spanked with a $40,000 fine. But what cost even more was his next controversial incident. Now, I ain't talking about when he subscribed to HoopFlix. That's free. And since Anthony's a fan, why the hell aren't you? Subscribe. Anyways, Anthony's more expensive fine came at the end of a playoff game when he was on the brink of being eliminated. With only a few seconds left and his squad down by only 3 points, this happened.
Conley looking for Edwards. Finally gets it to him. Edwards launches. No! And Denver survives. And they have punched their ticket to the Western semis.
But that miss, loss, and season ending for Anthony wasn't even the worst part. The situation turned into a police investigation. See, when Anthony was running to the locker room, he was seen swinging a metal chair. And that chair hit 2 innocent stadium employees, injuring them. So police cited Edwards for assault. And afterwards, the NBA released a statement saying that for recklessly swinging a chair in frustration that struck 2 bystanders, this time Anthony was fined $50,000. But that fine, combined with his other, is only $90,000. And according to my calculations, we were supposed to get over $100K. What took it there came during an intense battle between Anthony and another top team in the West. Not only were things instantly getting physical, throughout the game, Anthony didn't feel like he was getting any calls.
Edwards, driving and finishing. They needed to get stops throughout the course of this second half. They've been able to find them. Edwards drives, and Anthony Edwards down the lane and elevates for that huge dunk.
But complaining to the refs, that clearly wasn't helping. So Anthony just helped carry his squad to a win, and after the game, he put those refs on blast.
7 points, but contributions all around, a team effort in this one.
And tonight it was the battle amongst the best in the West. You guys take sole position of #1 in the West. How did you get it done in this environment?
I don't know. And I'm going to take the fine because the refs did not give us no calls tonight. We had to play through every bump, every grab. I don't know how we won tonight. Big shout out to my team. Big shout out to my coaches, for sure.
Yeah. Mans knew he was getting fined for that, because tons of players in the past got consequences for repeatedly publicly criticizing the officiating. So right after, Anthony was also fined $40K, which means in total fines, Anthony's lost $130,000. All that cash, gone in stupid ways. But I bet you didn't know that Anthony also spends his money in embarrassing ways. Jewelry is something that Anthony's became addicted to buying. After all, the man's worth over $250 million, so he can afford whatever the hell piece he wants. So famous jewelers definitely noticed, and they were beyond impressed with his collection.
Anthony Edwards is actually wearing one of these. You've probably seen this same chain in the soccer world, the NBA world, the football world. Anthony Edwards here is wearing 2 of the ones that I made for him. It's a color chain. Gold comes in rose gold, white gold, yellow gold. So you really can't go out and have as many options when you're doing that. But when you start looking at colored stones and sapphires, you can play with your fits more.
But none of those pieces, or this, compared to Anthony's favorite chain.
Next up, my 85 chain. The biggest chain that I got, my favorite chain. I think it draws all the attention in the world. Probably too much attention, but I love the chain. I like jewelry, I like chains. Rappers like to wear all the chains, all the watches, 2 watches, bracelets. This is my logo, so I wear it when I'm, having fun with my friends pretty much. That's the only time. I wear it to the game. Tono style, definitely gotta wear this.
And listen, Mans was not capping either. He's always flexing this chain during games, interviews, even while he's shopping for other things. But during an interview is ironically where Edwards revealed an embarrassing secret about his jewelry.
The little one is like some bull for real. It really was fake. It just looked good. It wasn't fake. Nah, it was fake.
That's a fake chain you wearing? So you was wearing a fake chain in this picture?
Yeah. People gonna think it real anyway because it's me.
So you be wearing fake shit?
Hell yeah. I ain't gonna spend all that money on that jewelry.
That AE chain you got is fake?
Nah, that shit real. I ain't gonna cap. That was real.
So what other fake items do you own?
Both of them chain fake.
Both of them? Them earrings you got on right now?
Fake. They just look good.
Shit. But regardless if his jewelry's fake, at least his plays on the court are real. Cause he's pulled off some of the craziest dunks in NBA history.
I just like dunking on people, man.
Well, but then the legs would catch up a little bit.
Anthony Edwards, major elevation, and the foul.
Ant-Man, flex on him, young fella.
Fun game here in the Twin Cities. Look at the moves by Edwards. Swashbuckling and slamming. Anthony Edwards.
Laser pass, McDaniels, no.
Oh, goodness! Climbs the ladder to the rim, escalator style. Anthony Edwards.
Break opportunity for the Wolves, and Reed gives it up. Here's Edwards down the lane.
The hammer! Look out below! I'm up here high-fiving fans.
to expand his offensive game with that three-point shot, especially in transition.
And Edwards! The explosion to the rim! Oohs and ahs from this Little Caesars Arena crowd. Does it need to be defensively? Edwards! Oh, my! On his head!
Oh my god, and don't get me wrong, all of those were definitely crazy. But those don't even compare to his best dunks ever. There was a time that he embarrassed a legend in the playoffs.
10 to shoot. Edwards. Oh, Edwards! A signature slam! Skywalker Anthony Edwards. He's at another level.
There were also dunks where he damn near jumped over grown-ass men.
They were lucky that wasn't turned over. Anthony Edwards, that time he does finish with the exclamation point.
One of them, he got his feelings hurt on this one. I mean, that is absolutely filthy.
But his Mona Lisa of dunks was so crazy, it nearly put himself in the hospital.
And only had one shot attempt in that first half. Another turnover for Utah. Edwards gets it.
Dislocated my finger. You see it?
On your left hand too.
I couldn't react to it. I wish I could have reacted to it. I wish I could have.
Now, alright man, injuring himself for a highlight is insane. Why does this man go so hard? Oh yeah, it's all because of the number 5 that he wears on his jersey. And it turns out the secret behind why he chose it is because multiple people died. The tragedy that happened to Anthony is actually only part of the reason number 5 is so important to him. It's followed him everywhere, like in 2001, when he was born on April 5th. But that wasn't going to be the only 5th day of a month that became significant to him. Because even though his mom Yvette raised him and was supporting him in sports as his biggest fan,
Little League football games, those are the best. She would be running up and down the sidelines with me every time I scored a touchdown, yeah. Number 1 fan, yeah, for sure.
as perfect as things were, everything was about to change. In 2015, Anthony's mom was diagnosed with cancer, and not long after, she was rushed to the hospital. Suddenly, her breathing started to slow down, and on the 5th day of the month, she passed away. And if that wasn't hard enough, Anthony's grandma wasn't doing well either. She was also suffering from cancer, where her health also kept getting worse. And as time went on, just a few months after Anthony's mom's tragedy, on the 5th day of a new month, now his grandma passed away.
2015, I lost my mom and my grandma. It wasn't easy, so I just kept playing basketball. Like, me and my brother told each other we weren't gonna stop playing basketball because of it, because we know that if they were still here, they would want us to keep playing. So I just channeled all my energy towards basketball, stopped worrying about everything else.
How tough a time was that for you, especially being so young, trying to understand this all?
Losing my mom was real tough, and my grandma, she was like our backbone. She was like, no matter what happens in life, just smile, because you're able to wake up and see the next day. That's why every time people see me, I always got a smile on my face, no matter what's going on.
Now, as tragic as everything was, those 5th days weren't something Anthony wanted to forget. So from that point on, he wore number 5 on his jersey so they could always be on the court with him. From dominating in high school while wearing it, all the way into college where he kept rocking it, eventually the number 5 fueled Edwards enough to eventually be considered one of the top picks in the NBA draft. And on the big day, Anthony waited to hear his name get called while he sat next to portraits of his mom and grandma.
With the first pick in the 2020 NBA draft, the Minnesota Timberwolves select Anthony Edwards from the University of Georgia.
So Anthony Edwards with his mother and grandmother with him there in spirit.
Now, when Anthony's dream came true of making the NBA, you already know what number he wanted. But with a teammate already wearing number 5, Anthony was temporarily forced to choose a new number. Wearing the number 1 definitely didn't stop him from becoming a star, but Anthony always wanted to wear his favorite number instead. So after a mural was painted in his hometown honoring him, his mom, and his grandma, it was time for him to make a change.
We're here because I want to tell the Wolves fans that I'm switching from number 1 to number 5 this year. Finally got the chance, so making a change. I was hoping my teammate Malik Beasley would let me, but he didn't want to come up off of it, so I had to choose one. I've always been 5, high school, college, even before high school, AAU. I just always loved the number 5s. My family loved to see me in that number, so I mean, it's a dope number to be in. A lot of big days on the 5th, my birthday, my sister's birthday. My grandma passed on the 5th, so I mean, just big days. It's gonna look good with Edwards on the back. We're gonna put on a show this year, man, number 5. All my new fans, all my old fans, go get the 5 jersey.
But out of everything Anthony went through, none of it's as crazy as this NBA player who survived a nuclear explosion. As you can see, there's insane things you never knew about Jokic. He's also got addictions, a zesty nickname you don't want the world knowing about, and a secret ritual he does with his wife before every game. This video, right here, that you can click right now, is crazier than anything we talked about Anthony, so get the hell out of here and click it.